We leave behind traces of our genetic code every day without even realizing it. It can be as simple as a piece of chewing gum, a cigarette butt, or a strand of hair. One Brooklyn artist has decided to take your discarded info and turn it into art, transforming strangers' DNA into 3D printed portraits. In the year 2013, it's almost impossible to know how much personal data we accumulate every day, and even harder to know who has unbridled access to this information. Heather Dewey Hagborg refers to herself as an information artist, and she wants you to think about the footprint you leave behind. Not just your internet usage, cell phone records, your banking activity, but also your DNA and genetic code. So what you're doing is pretty revolutionary. How did this idea originate?
Well, actually, it originated from a therapy session where I was staring at a print on the wall, and I noticed there was a crack in the glass covering the print, and a single hair stuck in that crack. And I just got fascinated by this hair and trying to imagine what I could discover about the person from the hair that they left behind. So that kind of propelled me on this journey towards DIY biology and 3D printing and all the rest of it.
At a presentation in Brooklyn, Heather displayed a few of her DNA-based 3D printed portraits, along with the actual sample the portrait came from and a picture of the sample site. Now, 3D printing is cutting edge and revolutionary, and it's very cool. Why did you choose that medium to help prove your point?
Well, I wanted to visualize these things in 3D, and I don't have the accurate sculptural skills to design that by hand, but I do have coding skills. And so I was able to code a software that can generate these 3D models, and I thought it would be amazing to actually physicalize them, to actually touch them and have people be able to walk up and see an actual face in 3D.
So the new sketch comes from a new technology, and Kelsey says in her interview that it comes from new technology. There's a witness supposed statement that, let me see where we're at here. Supposed witness statement. Let me see here. It's probably right here. It will be, So
we'll begin today with a rather shocking event that took place last night. So last night was the premiere of the much-awaited documentary from...
Okay.
This is a sneak peek into true crime.
I want to show you something.
Into Snapchat. One of the rickety bridge ahead, and the other from this platform, a photo of Abby, the last communication anyone ever had from them at 2:07 p.m. As in his 40s with reddish-brown hair, a very thin goatee, and that he didn't have blue eyes.
A very thin
She noticed nothing out of the ordinary with the person.
And does not have blue eyes. Okay? Okay, so let's go to sketches. Why doesn't it have, so why would he not have a thin goatee then, if this is what this woman saw? Because this is derived from the new technology and from a cigarette butt, one hair, anything. And that's why. So I just wanted to bring that to you this morning as source why I want to say that this sketch comes from the technology that I showed you guys. That new technology that it's a DNA to a photo from trace DNA. Okay? Again, so like I said,
I hate to tell you this, but if you've ever looked at a biology textbook, chances are it was lying to you, or at least not telling you the whole story about DNA. And today, we're gonna fix that. Real quick, what image comes to mind when I say DNA? Have you got it? You're probably imagining something like this, or maybe this. That's not what DNA looks like. Of course, you can't exactly take a photograph of DNA or see it through your typical microscope. It's simply too small. A double helix of DNA is just 2 nanometers wide. A DNA strand next to a piece of hair is like a person standing next to the state of Rhode Island. Even the best light microscopes can't see anything much smaller than about 200 nanometers because, well, light can't really interact with something smaller than its wavelength. This is why scientists look at super small things with electron microscopes, because the wavelength of an electron can be a lot smaller than visible light. But even that doesn't give us a very good picture of something as small as DNA. Rosalind Franklin's famous image that solved double helix structure was made by shooting DNA with X-rays, which are also smaller than visible light. But it isn't really a picture of DNA. It's more like DNA's shadow.
But anyways,
The best
DNA's
way
small.
by basically
Small.
dragging a ridiculously small needle across the DNA and feeling the bumps, sort of like a nanometer.
Just trying to teach a little bit about DNA and what have you. But so. Here's another one we can show you.
Everyone loves spreadsheets. Actually, they don't. But check this out. Okay, Monday.com gets stuck.
Evening, the mother of a murder victim speaks out after a major development in the case. This newly released composite picture shows what authorities believe is the suspect in the murder of 19-year-old Sierra Beauregard 6 years ago. The victim's mother, Dana Beauregard, told us over the phone that the new picture of her daughter's killer does look familiar, and she says she has her own suspicions.
So,
as to who
just want to
may
show
be
you that this stuff
to
is
work with
used.
authorities
They
on
do this, and I would definitely say,
that picture
why?
is the result of new technology, and KPLC's Erica Ferrando is at the Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office to explain
All right,
how it
just
works.
listen. Go ahead. She can explain how it works.
Cynthia, it's all about DNA. Before, investigators could take a DNA sample, run it through a database, hoping for a hit. But without a match, the investigation would hit a brick wall. Now, this new DNA technology is revolutionizing the way investigators crack these cold cases.
The individual with almost 95% confidence does not have blue or dark eyes.
See?
From just a small sample of DNA left at a crime scene, a brand new tool can create an image of what the person of interest looks like.
Snapshot is providing the same kind of information that an eyewitness would provide. It's sort of a genetic witness, if you will.
This is perfect for those types of cases where investigators go into a crime
Because,
scene.
again, if I sourced the lady that described seeing him said he had a very thin goatee and not blue eyes. Well, in the drawing, we don't have a thin goatee and we have blue eyes. Why? Because, again, I don't believe anybody witnessed him and it was genealogy, but if they tell you we came out with this from this, people wouldn't believe it or something. So they have to say somebody saw him. I don't know. Or it just makes more, it gives more validity and it gives more validity to the technology, if you will. So here, let's listen a little bit more.
I have absolutely no idea who was there, but there's DNA on the scene and they want to know who was there.
A company in Virginia called Parabon released the new technology last December. It's called Snapshot and predicts what someone looks like by basically reverse engineering the genetic code.
We're only looking at those things that are heritable, the heritable traits. So skin color, eye color, things that an individual would know
Reddish
about
brown
themselves
hair.
just by simply looking in a mirror or by knowing something about their family lineage.
The tool can determine possible hair color, eye color, if the subject has freckles, and even the morphology of the face.
See?
So in this case, the individual with 92.9% confidence does not have fair skin.
It then compares the DNA with other individuals in the database from all over the world.
This person aligns closely here, which is Middle East, Northwest African.
Does not have blue eyes, and then you hear hear of the way they're articulating their comments. Listen to the way she articulates. He doesn't have blue eyes, and that's how this. And think about other people we hear on this case that say these exact same things, articulated in the same manner.
Middle East, Arabia, and Middle East, Northeast African.
The tool can be used to give a face to unidentified human remains.
But I just wanted
help
to
law enforcement eliminate possible
bring this
suspects.
up.
They do not have to waste
And this is
energy
my
on
opinion
subjects
of
that
where the
really
second
can be
sketch came
discounted
from.
because of their DNA.
It's been very well
Like,
received by
subscribe,
the
and share, guys.
We're giving them